Hey everybody, Al from Be Cool or Be Podcast Out channel, Modern Day Warrior here, back with another video. Haven't done one in a while, but glad to be back. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. It's Monday actually, I'm sorry. It's actually Memorial Day today. The weekend is winding down. And thanks to all the servicemen and women and all the veterans and everybody who gave their lives on this day for our freedoms that we have in this country. It's not forgotten on my behalf, and hopefully on everybody else who lives here and cherishes living in this country and having our freedoms. So thank you all, those who have survived and those who have passed, and anybody that's serving in the service, the military. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And today I'm going to bring you an episode of It Goes to 11. And being that it's Memorial Day weekend, I'm going to give you my top 11 American bands, artists. Okay? It goes to 11. Why go to 10 when you can go to 11? Cheers. So without further ado, let's get started. So my number 11, going into the 90s with the whole Seattle scene and the whole, music, climate change and everything. Out of the big four of those bands, this is really my favorite out of all of them, and I still love them to this day. And that's Alice in Chains, coming in at number 11. This is the Sap EP. It was a record store day actually release. So I'm just showing you random albums by the artists. Not some of them might not be my favorite, whatever, but it doesn't matter. Just to show the artist, but it's probably one of my favorite albums, but definitely a great one out of their catalog. But anyway, Alice in Chains, Sap, coming in at number 11. Again, one of my favorites out of this whole Seattle scene, 90s grunge movement, even though I thought they were more metal anyway. So, and really they broke before Nirvana even did, so I really thought they were really the forerunners of that scene, them and Soundgarden, so that's my number 11. Number 10, coming in with Aerosmith. Those bad boys from Boston. Here's Toys in the Attic. 70s Aerosmith. I mean, that whole run in the 70s into the early 80s, you can't beat it. They changed more into a poppier direction, which kind of lost me. I mean, I like some stuff here and there, but you can't even touch the 70s stuff for me. But that alone cements their reputation, their legendary status. With this, Rocks, Night in the Ruts, Draw the Line, you get your wings. Anyway, Aerosmith coming in at number 10 on a It Goes to 11 list there. Coming in at number 9. And years ago when I was younger, this band probably would have been higher on my list, but and I still love them and everything, but not really so much nowadays, what they're doing now. But although I did take my daughter to see them a few years ago, and she had a good time. But for me, their glory days have really passed. But I still, listen to them regularly. Anyway, that's Kiss. Here's Destroyer, actually Resurrected, coming in at number 9, out of New York. And when I was younger, I mean, I loved Kiss. They were like one of my favorite bands. I got in more into the 80s Kiss before I went back to the 70s, because I discovered the 80s Kiss first via my brother and a couple of cassettes that he had. He had the Animalized cassette and the Sound cassette. So really, that was my gateway into Kiss. And then I went back, discovered the 70s Kiss with Ace and Peter and the original guys, and the rest is, as they say, Kistery. But anyway, so Kiss coming in at number 9. Number 8, going with the legendary Blue Oyster Cult. Again, out of Long Island. And here's Imaginos, courtesy of my friend Steve. He actually gave me this vinyl, which is really cool of him. So thank you, Steve, for this. And but yeah, Blue Oyster Cult. Again, great run of albums, 70s into the 80s, and Still seen them live to this day, and they never disappoint. I got to meet Buck Dharma a long time ago. Great guy, real down to earth. I met most of the band, but yeah, Blue Oyster Cult coming in at number 8. Number 7, we're going with Jimi Hendrix. Okay, when I started playing guitar, he was a big influence on me. Love Hendrix. Yes, he came out of Seattle. The rest of his band was British. I mean, he kind of got marketed as kind of a British kind of band, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, but he's American. He came out of Seattle, so he's coming in. You got the Are You Experienced, the legendary debut of his, and what can I say? Groundbreaking, and you can't say anything that hasn't been said already. So, Jimi Hendrix coming in at what, number 8, right? We got actually number 7. Sorry, number 7. Number 6, Frank Zappa. Now, years ago, he probably wouldn't have even been on my list, but when I was a kid. But I did discover him when I was a kid through his Apostrophe album. Actually, Apostrophe and Overnight Sensation. It was a 2-for-1 cassette that my dad used to own an apartment building. This guy abandoned his apartment, left behind everything, and he left behind cassettes, albums, stereo equipment, video games, whatnot. And one of the cassettes he had was Frank Zappa, Apostrophe, Overnight Sensation. It was a 2-for-1 cassette, and I discovered him through that. But really, that was the only 2 albums I had listened to. I was like, who is this guy, And this was like the mid-'80s, so I was a teenager. I was probably 13, 14 years old. And but I never really explored him beyond there until later on. A friend of mine, Steve, was a real big Zappa fan. He really started introducing me to a wider variety of his albums. So, if I did this ranking years ago, maybe 30 years ago, it probably wouldn't have been on my radar. But now, Zappa, coming in at number 6. This is We're Only In It For The Money. This was a Record Store Day exclusive, the mono mix, just to show off the album a little bit there. It's nighttime, it's starting to fall, so it's getting a little dark. So coming in at number 6, I believe it's number 6, right? I keep losing count here, I'm sorry. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yep, number 6. So Zappa, number 6. Number 5, Allman Brothers Band. It was a tradition for me and some of my friends. We would go to the Beacon Theater every year when they would do March Madness, their Beacon Theater run. And I even got the pleasure of sitting on stage during one of the shows. And I'll never forget it. That was an experience. That was actually the last time I had ever seen them. And to me, I think that was a year before they ended up retiring, because in the next year I didn't end up seeing them. Tickets were way too out of my range. The seats on stage I happened to win through a contest, though, which was really cool. But I really wanted to go to last year that they toured, and just because it was the last time they were doing it, the tickets were completely outrageous, and I just couldn't afford it. But it didn't really bother me, because sitting on stage to me was like the pinnacle of seeing them, and just the magic that they would jam their songs and everything. But Allman Brothers, my favorite jam band of all time, coming in at number 5. Number 4, the Ramones. Here's Rocket to Russia. This is actually the box set. It's got a bunch of stuff on here. Vinyl, CDs, alternate takes, all sorts of stuff. Really cool. Ramones, really big influence on me when I was younger. Seeing them on TV when I was a kid. I saw them on Sha Na Na when I was I was small. It was like I would really saw these guys, and I'm like, who are these guys, and I was still too young to really go and buy albums, so but I never really, I kind of just saw them. I remember vaguely as a kid seeing them on there, and then a couple years later really started getting into music and went out and bought some Ramones stuff, and yeah, they're one of my favorite American bands to come in at number 4. Ramones, just legendary, the forefathers of punk rock, the originators. Number 3, Metallica. Here's Master of Puppets here. Yeah, Metallica, what can I say? I mean, the 80s stuff, when they came up, I mean, I was just blown away by them. They really captured something, a youthful rebellion, and I got into them between Ride the Lightning and this album. Ride the Lightning wasn't brand new. It was already probably 1985, and somebody had introduced me. Actually, it was my older brother's friend had Ride the Lightning. He brought it over one time. They were playing Dungeons and Dragons, and they played Ride the Lightning. I'm like, who is this band, you know? And he said, yeah, it's Metallica. And at that time, Ride the Lightning had been out probably a year or so. So this is 1985. Then when this came out, went out and bought this, and just completely melted my brain, and you know, really got into them. And then as the 80s went on and into the 90s, then I discovered a lot more heavier groups because of them, you know, Slayer and Anthrax and Megadeth and all that cool stuff. So but Metallica got to be on my top 11 list, coming in at number 3. Number 2, we got Cheap Trick. Here's Heaven Tonight. It's starting to get a little dark now, so I'm going to hurry up with this video. But anyway, Cheap Trick, Heaven Tonight. One of my favorite American bands. I mean, what can I say about Cheap Trick? They still cranking out great music today. Still putting out quality albums. And, I mean, going to see them, they never disappoint live. I've met them as well. Great guys. Funny dudes. Rick Nielsen's, he's a legend. He's a... I mean, he's unbelievable. I love him. Cheap Trick, just great songs. How many great songs do they have, you know? And finally, my number 1, to me, the top of the food chain, the greatest American band of all time. We got Van Halen. This is real. This is the Looney Tunes release before they ever came out with their first album. Let me show you this real quick. It's red vinyl. It was a promo that Looney Tunes sent out. Really cool. I found this in the store for like $20, and this goes for like a couple $100. And this is pretty mint. Still has the plastic on it and everything. And I found it used in the store like maybe 2-3 years ago. $20. I'm like, I can't even believe it. I can't. It's like I found a holy grail of mine. But yeah, Van Halen. Eddie's the reason why I picked up a guitar. One of my holy trinity of guitar players. Here's 1984. Holy trinity of guitar players. What can I say about Eddie? Rest in peace. I'm missing you. It's really starting to get dark now. But I got a couple of honorable mentions real quick. Or another artist I love and stuff. I got Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo here. Ted Nugent, his 70s stuff into the early 80s. I mean, great guitar playing. I loved his guitar playing and stuff. So Uncle Ted, honorable mention. We got ZZ Top as well. This here is DeGuelio. Another great power trio from Texas. Love them as well. As well as another power trio from Texas. We got King's X. Here's Dogman. A little dark. I know you can't see it now, but it's getting dark out. But yeah, King's X. Another one of my favorites. Just falls right outside of the top 11. But I love them to death. So so there's my 11 there. Let's recap real quick. Number 1, Van Halen. Number 2, Cheap Trick. Number 3, Metallica. Number 4, Ramones. Number 5, Allman Brothers Band. Number 6, Frank Zappa. Number 7, Jimi Hendrix. Number 8, Blue Oyster Cult. Number 9, Kiss. Number 10, Aerosmith. And finally, number 11, Alice in Chains. So there you go. It goes to 11. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I have another video where I'm giving away a Rush 2112 brand new vinyl. It was for the anniversary of 2112. Look for it in my videos. Make sure you comment in that video and subscribe to my channel to enter the contest. Once I reach 200 subscribers, I'm going to be doing the drawing for that. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe, click the bell, And until later, cheers. Happy Memorial Day. Take care.